So what we do now, unzip it halfway, take the two outside pieces and join it together. Take the two lining pieces and join it together. So it's the outside pieces together, the lining pieces together, and then you just pin it. So now you can start sewing. You're going to sew the bag all the way around.
Art is skillfully done in all dimensions in order to bring out the beauty of an artwork. Ironing must be done at every interval to ensure smoothing of the fabric.
The lining pieces have been attached, the outside pieces have been attached. The zipper, remember the zipper is halfway open. So then we go to this open area that we left open. You just stick your thumb through. I usually like to start at this corner, one corner. Get as close to it as you can and then just turn it inside out. It's fine, you see. So you've attached the zip to the right side. So what we do now, just go back to the ironing board.
NTA International News. Nigeria reaffirms her readiness to abide by decision of International Court of Justice on Nigeria-Cameroon border. Federal government promises habitable houses for workers as it turns the sword of 1,000 housing unit in Abuja. President Buhari directs Operation Lafia Dole troops to maintain current tempo for full restoration of peace in northeast Nigeria. Hello there, so good to have you join us on NTA International News. I am Oku Ekpayong. President Muhammadu Buhari has declared that his administration will abide by the decision of the International Court of Justice on the Nigeria-Cameroon border. Speaking Monday in Abuja when he received a United Nations mission led by a special representative of the Secretary General, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, President Buhari said that Nigeria will not do anything to hamper the work of the various United Nations committees on the border. He said Nigeria will abide by the law, having accepted the judgment of the ICJ, noting that the nation is ready to support the security and logistics requirements of the Cameroon-Nigeria Mixed Commission to carry out the border demarcation. President Buhari expressed his total support for the exercise, recalling that as military head of state between 1984 and 1985, his administration instituted the demarcation of the Nigeria land borders from Benin to Bekasi, and urged that all committees be allowed to carry out their functions in line with the ICJ decision. Earlier, Mohammed Ibn Chambers, chairman of the Mixed Commission, had informed President Buhari that 2,001 kilometers out of 2,100 kilometers separating Nigeria and Cameroon had been marked, leaving a balance of 99 kilometers to conclude the demarcation. He expressed hope that the remaining area will be completed latest by the first quarter of next year, following the relative calm that has returned to border areas earlier inhabited by Boko Haram terrorists. And the federal government says the UK does not give development aid to the Nigerian administration for use in military operations against Boko Haram. Where British military support, such as intelligence, is provided, it is precisely and only given for operations directly against Boko Haram. Similarly, the Nigerian government is in no position to divert aid monies used for emergency relief for refugees or IDP camps for any other purpose, as these are dispensed directly by DFID, USAID, the United Nations, the International Red Cross, Doctors Without Borders, and many other organizations with which we enjoy excellent relations. The humanitarian situation in these camps is real. The administration remains deeply concerned about the medical, health, and nutrition challenges and is doing everything with the limited resources we have at our disposal to improve the situation. However, the blame for the plight of the refugees lies with Boko Haram, as they are its cause, not the Nigerian government. The government, however, regrets the recent attack on the United Nations humanitarian convoy in the northeastern region and are encouraged by the world body's determination to continue rendering assistance to displaced victims. That the attack was repelled by Nigerian troops escorting the convoy shows precisely how the government and humanitarian agencies, Nigerian Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma, said Nigeria is working to get as much of the loans and grants promised to Africa by China to build Nigeria's capacity to develop. Juliet Aino reports.
Keeping track of commitments made last December, the China-Africa coordination team met in what they called a coordinators meeting to discuss implementation of the follow-up action of the Johannesburg summit of the last forum on China-Africa cooperation. The meeting assessed the progress made so far in the utilization of the $60 billion fund announced in Africa in various fields. From Beijing, China, Julieta Aino, NTA News.
And from China to the UK, where 3 out of 106 students who benefited from the Presidential Amnesty Scholarship Scheme and graduated with first class from various universities in the United Kingdom have been offered automatic employment. At the reception in their honor, they appealed to youths in Nigeria to embrace peace and shun violence. Bilkisu Abdulrazak Odoye reports.
The 106 graduates studied different courses in mechatronics and robotic systems.
And long-lasting peace within the Niger Delta.
And I want to further commend Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, for following up this program and for providing the funds required to pay their school fees.
The Presidential Amnesty Program is aimed at educating and creating job opportunities for youths of the Niger Delta region. In London, Bilkisu Abdulrazak Odoye, NTA News.
Back in Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will ensure that all workers own their houses to help them contribute more to national development. The president stated this in
Army, Navy, police, and many in the enlarged public service.
Some 30 civil servants at the event got the preferential slots through balloting. Civil servants are to help supervise, develop, and ensure the delivery of the houses. In Abuja, Adebola, Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
A look at security matters now. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed troops of Operation Lafia Doli to maintain the current tempo of the fight for full restoration of peace in the northeast. President Buhari stated this in a message to the troops in the theatre of operation in the northeast, delivered by Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai. Defense correspondent Muhammad Abdul Kadri reports.
President Muhammad Abdul Kadri, NTA News.
The federal government agencies have provided over 23,000 bags of assorted food items and 2,155 bags of shelter supplies to internally displaced camps in the northeast as part of ongoing initiatives of ameliorating the plight of IDPs. Under the Coordinated Federal Government Intervention Program, the Presidential Initiative on Northeast and NEMA are leading the humanitarian aid with the distribution of 10,300 bags of assorted grains and cereals towards feeding over 2 million persons scattered across the region. Government has also deployed medical teams from the Federal Ministry of Health and the Nigerian Air Force to assist and support mission for nutrition emergency response. A statement by the Senior Special Assistant in the Office of the Vice President, Laolu Akondi, says 9 local government areas of Bama, Damboa, Bakassi, Dikwa, Mungunu, Mafa, Jire, Banki, and Goza in Borno State are beneficiaries. The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, has continued to provide assistance to millions of conflict-affected children in the northeast, despite attack on a humanitarian convoy that injured one of its staff. A statement by UNICEF Chief of Communication, Dawn Porter, says Even though traveling by United Nations staff to high-risk areas has been temporarily suspended, they are working at full strength in Borno State capital, Maiduguri. The UNICEF Nigeria's representative, Jean Goff, is reported to have continued to call for increased effort to reach people in desperate need across the state and quoted to say, "We cannot let this heartless attack divert any of us from reaching the more than 2 million people who are in dire need of immediate humanitarian assistance," end of quote. According to the statement, UNICEF has provided 200,000 people with health services and treated 56,000 children for malnutrition in the 3 conflict-affected states of the Northeast. You're watching the news on NTA International, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria. Stay tuned for more news after the break.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link. And be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
And time now for some financial stories. Chiazala Mekie is our guide.
A warm welcome to this segment of the news. We begin by informing you that barely 1 week after the Monetary Policy Committee hiked the interest rate from 12% to 14% in favor of inflation and price stability against growth, global rating agency Fitch has revealed that Nigerian banks may face more glitches owing to the decision of the Monetary Policy Committee. They say this will lead to an
package. Now for happenings around the world, let's join Iliasu Aliakubu.
Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has proposed reducing the number of civil servants in a bid to cut costs and improve service delivery. The president had instructed former Finance Minister Ezra Suruma to analyze the inflated public service wage bill and recommend cost-cutting measures. Many political analysts believe the move will affect millions of Ugandans, as many families relied heavily on financial support from relatives.
We turn our focus to sports now. Team Nigeria to the Rio Olympics Games in Brazil has been challenged to make the nation proud by winning laurels and shun acts inimical to the image of the country. On behalf of Mr. President, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, Chiaka Oha, at a farewell meeting with the participating athletes, commended them for qualifying the nation to participate in the global sports fiesta. He assured them that the ministry will implement the directive of President Muhammadu Buhari to prioritize their welfare.
Take care of the people. We are happy with you and Nigeria.
Technically, and the ball distribution was just absolutely superb. There's nothing I can do, I just have to thank them.
The Nigerian Wrestling Federation has promised to defend the country's image at the 2016 Rio Olympics. The federation's president, Daniel Igali, who made their promise during an unveiling ceremony for athletes to represent the country at the Games, said with the training regime the athletes went through, a podium finish is expected.
There's one thing, and one thing only, that we require of these athletes in Rio, and that is to give their 100% effort.
5 women and 2 men will compete for Nigeria at the Games. With just 5 days to the 2016 Rio Olympics, representatives of various countries have been arriving in Rio de Janeiro. Athletes who fled their countries due to conflict and had to
NTA International.